Welcome back to another 12 Months to Mastery module. This time we're going to be talking about Cocky and Playful and attraction amplifier. It's a very exciting module. So what is Cocky and Playful? Cocky and Playful is what David D'Angelo is trying to get at with his idea of cocky and funny. I am David D'Angelo. Welcome to another program where I'm going to read off of note cards about evolutionary biology. A lot of people think I hate David D'Angelo, or I think his material is crappy, and I don't hate him. Well, maybe that's not true. I don't like the guy personally because he's been rude to me a couple times, but in terms of his material, I think there's a couple of okay things in there, and there's a lot of bad stuff. But there is an overall idea of this thing, cocky and funny, or this cocky and playful attitude that is good in attraction as an attraction amplifier. And I'll talk about what an attraction amplifier is a little later. It's a very important seasoning. It's not, an entire meal, but it's an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to interacting with women, to have this cocky and playful attitude. Now, the reason it's cocky and playful is that not everybody can be funny. Not everyone is as naturally blessed to be as hilarious and hysterical as yours truly. But everyone can be playful. Everyone out there can be silly. Everyone out there can be fun. Everyone out there can be playful. Fun, silly, not serious, goofy, goofball. That's really the attitude. You're going to be cocky and then also playful. You're not serious and cocky, because if you're serious and cocky, you come across arrogant, which is not attractive. And if you're just playful, you come across kind of silly and fun, but not really attractive, not really sexual. So adding the cockiness to your playfulness shows that you hold yourself in a higher regard, you have higher self-esteem, you know how to flirt. It's really competent flirting. In order to flirt the right way, you need to be cocky and playful, because otherwise, if you're just playful, you're just kind of a friend, and if you're just cocky, it's not flirting. May intrigue women, but it's not going to make them want to play with you. That's why the playful comes in, because the flirting is really like a playful way of communicating. It shouldn't be serious. The more serious you're being early on, the worse the interaction's probably going. All right, so I said earlier that this cocky and playful attitude is an attraction amplifier. And I mentioned that technique a lot throughout the year because attraction amplifiers are very, very important. And understanding this distinction, another distinction in this series of distinctions we've made between the types of attraction, natural, tactical, whether girls are attracted or giving you polite response. This is another distinction. And this is a distinction between techniques. Attraction amplifiers are techniques that do not create attraction in and of themselves. That means if you're talking to a girl who is not attracted to you, she's in social comfort or she's giving you a negative reaction, and you bust out one of these attraction amplifiers, she's not going to become attracted. It's not going to flip her attraction switches. There are things which we teach that do flip her attraction switches. Things like pre-selection, things like emotional stimulation, things like cold reads, intrigue-based attraction. All of that can flip the attraction switches, but attraction amplifiers do not. And cocky and playful is an attraction amplifier. What attraction amplifiers do is they take attraction that already exists, whether it's physical, you're just her type and she's attracted to you, whether it's sexual, whether it's value-based attraction, and it amplifies it. It turns up the volume on the attraction. It spikes it. It's a little spike where the girl is already attracted to you, and now she becomes really attracted to you briefly. Because remember, attraction is an emotion, and it's never 100% solid or set or static. It's a dynamic thing. Emotions are dynamic. They can change. So think about attraction amplifiers as an injection of emotion, an injection of attraction. You're just going to spike the attraction real quickly. And they're most useful for smoothing things over rough spots. Like, let's say another guy comes into the group and you talk to him, or a girl, someone joins the group, an outsider joins the group. You're going to go, hey, nice to meet you, and then change the subject, and then you want to immediately spike attraction again because you want to really build that attraction back up. It's also good on the phone. On the phone, it's good to spike her attraction because she's attracted. If she picked up the phone, she gave you her phone number and she's picked it up, she's somewhat attracted. So yeah, you spike it. Text messages, a lot of spiking, attraction amplifying material works really well there too. And especially with logistics, if you're trying to isolate a girl, if you're trying to get her to come home with you, if you're trying to deal with her friend group, all of those attraction amplifier techniques like cocky and playful, sexual teasing, buying temperature, all of those work really well in rough spots to smooth things over. They also work in comfort. If you feel like you're in comfort and it's starting to die down, the girl's starting to get bored a little bit, you can spike her attraction with an attraction amplifier. The point is, you don't want to do them early on because when you do these things before the girl is attracted, they don't work. For example, one of the things we'll talk about with cocky and playful is treating girls like she wants you, teasing girls about wanting you. So if I start talking to a girl and she's just kind of neutral to me or in social comfort, and I'm like, you're not getting in my pants tonight, honey, she's going to be like, I'm not trying to. It's not going to work because there's no attraction. But if she's attracted and giggling and touching me and asking me questions, and I go, whoa, slow down, you're not going to get in my pants, it's going to spike the attraction that's already there. Same thing with sexual teasing, buying temperature, all that stuff. So be aware that you want to use this stuff when things are already going well. So cocky and playful is something you're going to use once you already have some attraction, not when you're just struggling trying to get attraction. All right, so there's 3 great ways to use cocky and playful, and we're going to go through them all pretty quickly here. They're all pretty brief and easy to understand, so I'm just going to go through them briefly. Number 1, give one funny answer. We'll get into that in a second. 1, though. I'm going to harp on one funny answer. Number 2, make it physically playful. You do things that are playful physically as well as verbally, and we'll talk about what some of those are. And number 3, frame her as trying to get you to like her. Frame her as trying to get you. Frame her as attracted to you, etc. All right, so let's look at the first one. One funny answer. This is a great technique to do one time. Not 2, not 5, 1. Once. So this is probably the most famous cocky and funny technique. It's in the game. It's in David D's original ebook. Basically, a girl asks you a report question, like, what do you do? And you respond with a joke answer followed by the real thing, not the real thin, which is a typo. So girl goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a lion tamer. And then I go, no, really, I run an internet marketing company. Or a girl goes, where are you from? And I go, my mother says I come from heaven. And then I go, actually, I was born in Santa Monica, but I've been in New York for the last couple of years. One time followed by the real thing. It's a great just amplifying technique. The girl's already attracted to you, and by being a little difficult, you make her more attracted, and she laughs, and it works. So you do it once, and that's a nice little amplification technique you can use every time, basically. But don't do it more than once, or it'll really start to get annoying to the girl. Number 2, make it playful physically. This cocky and playful attitude is physical as well. So think about things that are cocky but also playful. So I might flick her, or I might pretend like put my hands up like I'm going to box her, or I might swat her with a napkin or a magazine, or I might spank her or spin her around or pick her up, or, give her an Eskimo kiss, or, thumb wrestle her. All these things that are funny and playful and cocky because no guy would go for them or try them if he wasn't, pretty sure of himself. but also just fun, just like a kid. Think about when you're making things playful physically. Think about things you would do to like little girls on the schoolyard. Not as an adult, that would be creepy and illegal in all 50 states. But I mean, when you were a little kid and there was a girl you liked when you were like 5, what did you do? You like pushed her down, which you shouldn't do with girls, but you can shove them a little as long as they don't like fly. Like a little shove, as long as the girl doesn't actually move, like just a little shoulder shove it can be fine. Spanking her on the hand and saying "bad girl," all these little things that poking, like stealing her nose like her uncle. All these little playful things really make a big difference. And once you have that attraction, they just bump it up every time, because it's not the typical way guys try to touch her. It's not sexual. It's not trying to gain any ground. It's just being fun. And lastly, frame her as trying to get you to like her. Again, I mentioned this earlier. This is a great frame for after you have attraction, not before she's attracted. If she's not asking you rapport questions, touching you, giggling at your jokes, seems engaged in the conversation, giving you good body language, willing to isolate with you, don't do this stuff. But once she's attracted, then you can start joking about how she's not going to get into your pants, how, she's messing up her chances with you, et cetera, et cetera. And you can do all some things like you can marry and divorce her. You can be like, if she says something you like, you can be like, oh my God, I love you, we're going to get married. Like, but don't get ahead of yourself. I'm going to divorce you and take away half your money. And then when she says something else you like, marry her again. Then divorce her and marry and divorce her all night. That's a fun one. Take and give points. Oh my God, you earned 2 points there. Oh, you lost a point for that. Talk about how she's messing up her chances. Be like, wow, that's not something you should tell people the first time you meet them. Or be like, wow, I really liked you till you said that. But all of this, that's a great attitude to have. You can even go so far as teasing her for liking you. One of the things I like to do is tease girls for liking me. Once it's obvious a girl's into me, I'll be like, wow, you're into me. I'm like, this is a bad decision for you. This is not going to end well. I'm like, bad choice. You should find a nice guy. Really, really powerful frame. But again, you can only do it once she's attracted to you. If you try this too early and it gets rejected, and there's a difference between her rejecting it in a playful way and her being like, oh, really? And bantering with you, and her rejecting it in a real way and being like, no, I have a boyfriend. I don't like you. So be aware of that. But make sure you do it after you have attraction, and then it will almost always work, and it will move things forward and be a fun thing you can use to make her more attracted. This one does not cause attraction by itself and can ruin interactions if it's done incorrectly. If you're too over the top with this early on, if you're like, so which one of you girls is going to try to take me home? Which some students do, man. You'd be surprised. It's just not going to work. But once she has attraction for you, then you can start to do this stuff, and it'll be very successful. Okay, let's recap. So, for the 75th time, Cocky and Playful does not cause attraction. It's an attraction amplifier that can be used to make the girl like us more after she is already attracted, after we've already done something to attract her. Less is more with Cocky and Playful. The less you use it, the more powerful it is. If you use it once, it's the most powerful. If you use it twice, it's less powerful. If you use it 3 times, it's even less powerful. And it should really only be used in the following 3 ways. So you can do these 3, and they won't hurt each other. But if you do any one of these more than once or twice, it's going to start to catch up to you. So funny answers, 1 funny answer. Physical playfulness, spinning her, twirling her, picking her up, swatting her, flicking her, stealing her nose. And framing her as liking you, talking about how she's attracted to you, she's trying to get in your pants, she likes you, she wants you, marrying and divorcing her, etc. All right, now what I want you to do is we're going to add this into your game very slowly. So the next time you go out, practice one of these 3 ways to use Cocky and Playful. And the next time, practice the second time. And the third time, practice the third way. Do not overuse it. Do not try to use all of these at once. Do not, build your attraction game around the idea of, being cocky and playful, because that's not what I'm trying to get across to you here. I want you to get the idea that you're not going to overuse this. You're going to practice it slowly, and it's something you add on top of your already existing game. It's not something that you're going to do as your attraction material. Next time, we're going to be covering our introduction to frame control. So this will be the first time we discuss frame control, and frame control is one of the big picture ideas that really help you with women and with socializing in general. So it's one of the most important ideas we address in the entire year. Definitely going to want to be there for that. If you've ever had questions about frame control, they're going to get answered in the introduction video. So that's going to wrap it up for this week, and I will talk to you next week.